This is Mimi from Mey Mey Mondays, and today I am doing a Minnie Mouse themed party. So I'm going to show you everything that we need to get it started. I'll also be doing tool and framing in this segment. So this is how your Minnie Mouse will turn out. You will need styrofoam balls, small ones for the ears, big ones for the face. You get it from the dollar store or your local craft store. You will need the festival paper. I decided to use white. You can use any color of your choice. Ribbons, of course. I went ahead and cut out my ribbons. I measured it, cut it out, made it really simple. You will need these. I cut it in half because you don't need the whole entire thing to go inside your vase, but you can get this from your craft store as well. Everything you see here, you can either get it from the craft or dollar store. You'll also need popsicle sticks, pickers, scissors. I love cement glue for the letters that we'll be doing later. Spray paint, because we're going to spray paint our popsicle sticks, and you're going to need dye because you're going to dye the balls. That's the best thing to use for styrofoam. Also, please have your gloves handy because this stuff is toxic and it gets very messy. So you'll need vases as well, pencil, glue and pencil to the table, pencil to trace out your letters and things that we'll be doing later in the segment, and tongs as well because you'll need stuff to dry out. I also have super glue and bonding glue and tape. And also, when you're using spray paint or dye, you can have a mask as well. I like to be kind of prepared. So, we're going to start the process of getting started, and I'm going to show you how do we get to this point. This is how you dye the ball. So, I use one of my buckets. I laced it out with plastic paper because I don't want my bucket to get stained. You just roll the balls around in here, and you let it soak. After you roll it around really good and the whole white is covered in black, let it sit for maybe like 5 minutes or so. Then after that, you're going to let it soak. I prefer to let it soak for about maybe like 20 minutes just to be on the safe side because it gets very, very runny. So now we're going to stuff the vase with the crinkle paper. I'm just going to put this just to kind of hold it and guide us for a second. Long one. So like I was saying, you cut it in half. You start stuffing it all the way around from front to back so it'll look like the other Minnie. And you grab your stick to kind of keep it positioned and make sure it's covered up like this. And that's how we get our stuffer. And of course my sticks are already pre-dyed, but they are drying right now, so this is just a demo. So how we get to this point. Get your ribbon, tie it in a nice little bow. Now, turn my bow around in a second, but that's how we get to that part. And since the balls are still drying and soaking, how I did the bow is I pre-cut my tool, and you'll wind up probably still cutting it. I pre-cut the tool. I wrap ribbon around it like this. There you go. Then I put my super glue on it, and then to stick it to the head, I use my bonding glue. So that's how we will create the bow, with the tool, ribbon, super glue, and bonding glue. You go ahead and pre-put the pickers in the ears, and then once you pre-put the pickers in the ears, you put the ball down onto it. Makes it way easier, like this. And you do it for both sides, and that's how we get the Minnie Mouse ears. So let's move on to the letters. It is for my best friend's daughter, Jada. Jada is turning 5, so to keep the yellow theme going in the Minnie Mouse polka dots, I pre-cutted the letters already. Always when you're tracing letters, you want to trace them backwards on the paper so it'll turn out right. So I pre-cut the letters. We flip them over. We're going to glue them on. And there you go. And it'll have Jada is 5. So I get the full sheets. This is a sheet that I cut out for the 5, but I get the full sheets from typically Hobby Lobby. You can get them from Michael's or Walmart. They also sell them as well. And you just cut it out. And you choose any paper of your choice, really. So I found a full sheet of paper to show you guys versus the one that was cut out. This is a 12 by 12 sheet. Depending on the size of your letters, it normally fits 2 letters on here. So you can use that for the letters that you cut out. I enjoy it. They come in all different colors and patterns, and everybody knows I love patterns. So since this is a Minnie Mouse birthday party, I decided to do some more framing, and I framed Minnie Mouse. So what I did for the big circle is I took my laundry basket, drew a circle. I took 2 of my plates, I drew a circle, and I cut it out with my box cutter, and that's how I had the Minnie Mouse frame. And of course I'm going to add a really nice bow to her. And a bonus to it was, since I cut her out, now I even have a prop to use for her that I'm going to glue on, add a bow, and you'll see that later in the segment. So now I'm making Minnie Mouse plates. How do we get to these Minnie Mouse plates? You get a plate, you draw however many circles you need. These are your circles. We cut them out, we glue them on. So the bonding glue is running. So what you want to do is have something put on it, and then when you're done, you want to just kind of slide it like this to avoid the scrapey mess. But I just run it down here, and I use a placard, rub it on the back. Get a good bit. Put it in the position you would like your ears to be. Make sure you get a fairly good amount on it. And this is how I create my mini plate. And we're going to do some more. And so this is the tools. Am I paused? This is the tulle skirt that I made for the birthday girl. And so I'm going to get started on her mother's tulle skirt. I'll show you how we got to this point and how to make this particular tulle skirt, because I'm making 2 different ones. So this is what you will call a crochet fabric. So what I do when I have the crochet fabric, you find a hole, you push it through, go to the very next hole on the next side of it, left or right, it really doesn't matter, just make sure it's right next to it. You tie a knot, spread it out, and voila. Now this is a 3-layer skirt. So when you do the bottom layer, you're literally just going through the same hole. But once you start going to layer 2, layer 3, you do the hole next to it. Bring it in, tie a knot. This one is a little different because it's not a crochet one. This one we will actually have to sew the fabric on. So what I normally do is I get the measurements of the client's waist and I take about 3 inches off, because it's already elastic, and that's for either the crocheting one or the elastic one, because both of them stretch and you don't want it to be too big. So I always take about 3 to 5 inches off at the most, but I always do 3s. Come on, son, because you don't necessarily have to. Okay, here we go. So this is, I'm doing it for 37 waist. So I'm going to take 3 inches off, which is going to put me at 34. So either you can use measuring tape, or if you have a long ruler, that's good as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and cut at 34 inches and put the rest to the side. along with my measuring tape. So now as I do that, I turn it on the wrong side. I start gathering up my tool because I'm going to do 3 layers. Make sure you have your pins handy. Also your scissors so you can pin and cut. And what I do is I go ahead and layer on top so I don't have to keep sewing and sewing and sewing. So I'm going to show you how to layer on top just to make it easy. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, so I gathered the skirt really quickly for you guys, and then I'm going to go over to the sewing machine. I'm going to hook it up, and we're going to sew on the right side. I know normally you sew on the wrong side, but we're going to sew on the right side right above this line. And always leave like an inch, inch and a half so you can sew together so the fabric will match in the back. So I'm sewing on top of the fabric. I changed the style of it because I didn't like it at first, so I separated it and just gathered on the sides. But sew right above this line on top. This is the skirt completed. You just take the scissors and cut the excess fabric that's inside. I pinned this, sewed the back together, so now it looks like this. Make sure you take the pins out, triple and double it. Keep looking. I use big pins just to make sure. Thank you for joining my Minnie Mouse segment. This is all the things that we created on the video: the Minnie Mouse vase, the name, the prop, the frame, the plates, the birthday girl's tulle skirts. These are the 2 different tulle skirts I was telling you about. One with the crochet band, one with the elastic band. This is how you can reach me at MeyMeyBonet.com or email me at hi@meymeybonet.com 912-228-0131. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for supporting me and always watching me every Monday. Look for me on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter at MeyMeyBonet.com. Toodles until next Monday.